A brand new report from the Multnomah County Health Department details scooter-related injuries in what's now Portland's second e-scooter pilot program.
The county tracks things like ER visits and causes of injury. Fox 12's Audrey WEIL dug into the numbers to see how this year compares to last year. She's live in Northwest Portland tonight. Audrey, what'd you find out?
Well, really, between the two e-scooter pilot programs, the one back in 2018 and the one that we're in right now, the number of injuries are pretty similar and relatively low compared to the number of rides. But the data this year shows that some of those injuries may have been more severe than those last year. You can spot them on almost every corner in downtown Portland and beyond. And with about 1 million rides between two pilot programs in 2 years, it's safe to say they're a hit. And safety is top of mind for city and county officials tracking their use. A brand new report from the Multnomah County Health Department looks at about 5 months worth of scooter rides this year, which saw 183 ER and urgent care visits compared to the 4-month pilot last year, during which there were 176 visits.
If you have a couple hundred e-scooter injuries over maybe a year and a half, how does that compare with dozens of injuries per day with people from motor vehicles? So we need to keep all this in a context, and we'll learn more as we continue to gather data and study this e-scooter pilot.
PBOT spokesman Dylan Rivera says they're still digging into the numbers, and that's what these pilot programs are for. One area they'll be taking a close look at is a spike in the number of ambulance trips to the hospital for those scooter injuries. That more than doubled from 13% last year to nearly 29% this year, which, according to the report, indicates more severe injuries.
Definitely a number of transports with an ambulance is concerning, and we'll want to take a close look at this data and see how much of this is from personal e-scooters that someone owns, that's their own property, versus how many is from a rented e-scooter that's part of our pilot program, and then how much is from another mobility device, and whether the injury was to a person using the e-scooter or another person who was walking or maybe biking.
Both years, the leading cause of injuries by far is people falling off their scooter. This year, that's followed in the report by infrastructure, which is things like potholes or train tracks. Rivera says they've already seen companies make sturdier, heavier e-scooters to improve safety. Plus, back in August, they just introduced seated scooters, which can help with stability, too. And the vast majority of these injuries don't include any report of whether or not that injured rider was wearing a helmet. It's also important to note that this data relates to all scooter injuries. It's just done during these e-scooter pilot program periods. And now this current pilot program that we're in runs until April. Rivera said they're not sure what the plan will be after that. Live in Northwest Portland, Audrey WEIL, Fox 12 Oregon.